Hi everyone, it's Jen on the go. Welcome or welcome back. In today's video, it's Jen on the go. Welcome or welcome back. In today's video, we are talking to another YouTuber. Her name is Dawn. She has a YouTube channel, Adventures with Broke Mom. I'm going to link her channel down below. Dawn has been an Instacart shopper for 3 years. She also has other multiple streams that she is going to talk about as well. I reached out to Dawn because she recently made a video and it is titled Off-Roading with Instacart. This video that she made prompted me to reach out to her so that we could talk about safety for gig workers. You have to see this and also hear what Dawn has to say because she is absolutely no nonsense. Stay with us because we are starting right now. Okay, let's go. Hi, Dawn. I'm so happy that you agreed to be on my channel. Thank you so much. Please take a couple minutes to tell everyone who you are, a little bit of your history with Instacart, and why you are here today to talk about safety.
Okay. Hi, Jen. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I initially signed up with Instacart in 2019, and it wasn't until the pandemic started is when I became a very active shopper. I'm coming from the restaurant industry. I'm a former chef, and we all know how bad the restaurant industry got hit. And so I started doing Instacart to keep my income stream coming in, and it's been quite the adventure. I'll say that. Adventures with Broke Mom, because I am a broke mom.
So tell us what happened. You actually did a delivery not too long ago, which is why we kind of started communicating in the first place, because I reached out to you after I saw that video and I was like, holy cow, what is happening with her delivery? So will you tell a little bit about what happened and your perspective about safety? I do believe you have a lot of value to give.
It was towards the end of my day that day, and I took a double batch order. Customer B, I noticed, the little map that pulls up when you go to look at an order. I noticed it was in a part of town that I needed to be in at the end of the day. So I thought, okay, I'll drop it off on my way. So when I dropped off customer A, customer B, the address was supposed to show up. And all I saw was Highway 95. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I started looking at her instructions, and it literally had Google coordinates in it. So I start to head that way, and I'm chatting with the customer. I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. I couldn't tell by the name. And I started chatting with the customer, like, where exactly are you? And I finally found out that she was a woman, and we were chatting, and I'm asking her questions about where exactly is she? And she proceeds to start telling me that she's down this dirt road behind the airport. And I'm like, oh, no. So I'm trying to get a hold of Instacart. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed, you have to go through the virtual assistant before you can get help. It takes so long. So I finally just got fed up with it. And I'm like, all right, I'll head out that way. Well, I got to the airport. I knew the road she was talking about, and it's not really a road. It is BLM land, people off grid out there. It is a spot that is known for criminal activity. I couldn't imagine another driver doing this at night. That scares the living daylights out of me. I start talking to her and I'm like, are you sure I'm going to be able to get back there? And she's like, oh yeah, motorhomes and newer cars come back here. And I'm like, well, I'm driving a brand new car, and it's not an off-road vehicle. Oh, don't worry about it. Halfway to her, there are ditches with gravel in them. My car starts to slide on the road. It was insane. So I see a trailer back there with a red stripe, which is what she identified her vehicle as being. Pull up there. It's not her. So I have to back down this great big incline to go find another trailer. And there's probably 10 or 12 people living back there, just off grid.
Just so everyone can get an idea of what type of delivery this is, I'm going to put a clip right here of you actually doing some of this delivery. And if you guys want to watch the whole delivery, please go to Dawn's channel. I'm going to link that below, and also this specific video, but here's a clip.
Dude, this is like deliverance, man. This is like deliverance without the river. This is a cruel, shut the hell up. Stop it. How did Instacart let this order go through? This is a flippin' joke. Oh my God.
I'm like, how do I even get to her? Because she's like up on this ledge. So I finally see it. I see her standing out front. I'm not happy when I get there, but I put a smile on and I said, good afternoon. I have your order for you. I unloaded everything. She walks up to my car and she goes, oh yeah, bit dusty. And she starts rubbing her hands all over the bumper of my car. And I politely said, have a nice day. And as I'm saying, have a nice day, here comes a truck doing 60 miles an hour on a 1-lane dirt road. I'm like, please don't have any other cars come towards me. Let me just get out of here. I went straight to a friend's house, got on with Instacart. I ended the order. As fast as I ended the order, she rated me a 4. And I asked Instacart to block this customer. This is unsafe. There's no verified address. And the point of that is nobody would be able to get back there to me for God knows how long. No tow truck's going to come and bail me out. No ambulance is going to come back there. The cops don't even like going back there. It's unsafe, and Instacart knows it. The button that we now see on our app, the little emergency button, isn't going, you get put in a situation like that, it's not going to do you any good. With things like that happening with Instacart, how is Instacart even allowing someone with an unverified address access to this platform and expecting us at $7 to go do stuff like this?
But I was looking at that saying, please cancel that order. And you never did. I know hindsight's always 2020. If you look back, maybe you would have. But I was thinking, what in the Sam heck is happening here? But after you did complete that order, you stated she rated you a 4. You then contacted Instacart and you had this customer blocked, correct?
Instacart said, sure, we'll block her. And I sent them screenshots and I said, this is where this is at. You can go look at her account and see that she doesn't have an address and she's leading drivers by coordinates. And when you see her name, drivers have been out there 5 times.
Wow.
6 now. And the next morning, I got my first order was a double batch. It was a really good batch because customer A was tipping really well. This lady doesn't tip. She tipped me $3.30 for a 20-minute delivery. And that was only half of it. The next morning, she showed up again. So Instacart did not block her and is still allowing her to place orders on the platform. It's a matter of time.
That is absolutely unequivocally irresponsible. And the fact that you reported that and they sent you on a desert hunt is just unconscionable to me. But we know who Instacart is. We know their track record. It is about greed and speed with this company. Speaking of safety, Dawn, I did come across a few statistics. This is by Pew Research, and I will link it in the description box below. 37% of gig workers stated that they have been treated rudely while doing gig work. 35% of gig workers state they feel unsafe. 19% of gig workers have experienced unwanted sexual advances while on the job, not to mention the risk of car accidents. So Dawn, we're here to talk about safety. What can you say about safety as a gig worker?
First and foremost, I have a contact person and I always let them know when I am out gig working, always. Yeah. And if that person doesn't hear from me within a few hours, they're checking on me. Are you okay? Where are you at in your day? Always, always have communication with someone who knows where you are. I also have Stride on my phone. Not only does that help me with track my expenses, it tracks where I am.
Nice.
It will tell you where you are. And at the end of the day, it shows you all the places that you have been. Keep a record of where you are at. I don't know if you have watched the Naked Guy video.
I haven't.
Go watch the Naked Guy video. A gentleman came to the door in his underwear, started screaming at me. He sat in a chair and exposed himself to me.
Was this a delivery?
Yes, this was a delivery.
Tell us right now, what?
I took a delivery. It was an apartment complex. So I had quite a ways to walk from my car, and he ordered gallons of water. So I grabbed the bags. I went to his door. He had the door open. I had a clear view of the table to the door. He goes, "Can you just put the bags on the table?" And I immediately froze. And I'm like, I really don't want to go in someone's house. I scanned the room, put the bags on the table, and ran out the door. And I said, "I'll be right back. I'm going to get your water." Well, he got upset that he had ordered the wrong hamburger buns. By the time I got back, he is literally screaming obscenities at me. His underwear, he's sitting in a chair with his legs open, and his underwear is open in the front with it hanging. You can see everything.
Yeah. Yikes. So obviously you reported that to Instacart, right?
Yes.
What did,
I was so shaken.
yeah.
I called Instacart. My voice was shaking. My knees were shaking. And they're like, "Well, there's nothing we can do." So I found an email address. And at that time, Mark was the CEO of Instacart, and he had an email address called bark@mark. So I wrote an email to him and said, "Look, this is what happened to me." And nobody seems to care. About 3 weeks later, his assistant Francis called me and said, let us fix this. So it took them almost a month, but they verified the story with the customer, if you can
Wow.
believe that.
Wow.
And he was removed from the platform.
Wow. So I did not know that, Dawn. I'm going to link that video down below. This is the first I'm hearing of that. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I also had a couple situations that made me feel personally uncomfortable. So you said have a contact person, download Stride, which is a free app. What else do you suggest in gig workers staying safe?
The other thing that I have now started to do is I carry mace on my keychain. It is in my pocket. I don't ever want to be caught in a situation like that again, where I have nothing to protect myself with. I may get a small personal keychain taser, but I'm not sure about that. But it is an option if you want to stay safe and keep something on your person. I've always got an app tracking where I am. I have a contact person who knows where I am all the time. I carry mace on my keychain. And my number one thing that I no longer do is I don't go into your house. It just, after the incident with the gentleman and his underwear, there is no amount of tip money that you can give me to make me go into your home. And what new shoppers don't seem to understand is you don't know whose house you're going to. Instacart doesn't check their customers out.
No.
Instacart doesn't check their drivers out, and we can talk about that.
Yep.
So it works both ways. It's a safety thing on both sides, customer side and Instacart side. And it is a matter of time before Instacart has an incident.
And Dawn, on that note, there is a report that came out in 2022, so it's very recent, by Prism. And in this report, and of course, I'm going to link it below, it states that gig workers are more likely to be killed on the job. 50 gig workers for companies like Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, and Uber have been killed on the job since 2017. So I know that when we're doing gig work out there, we just take for granted that everything's going to be okay and everyone's nice and we're safe. But the reality is it's just not true. And when you have your guard down, that's when things happen. So again, this is why we're making this video today, because Dawn, you've been through the ringer with the guy in the underwear and driving through the desert like that. And the fact that Instacart it doesn't matter is, again, it's irresponsible. It just isn't okay.
It is not okay. If Instacart valued their drivers the way that Fuji says that she does, we would see change. We would see change in Instacart verifying customers' addresses. And it's very simple. I know most of your viewers use Amazon. They use Walmart. They use DoorDash. All of the platforms that we use almost on a daily basis verify addresses through the USPS. And if your address doesn't match, you don't get a delivery. It's that simple. And why is Instacart not doing this? They're supposed to be the leader in all of this. And it just astounds me that they're not doing anything.
After you saw that second delivery that chat support said they were going to take off, did you call Instacart again or you didn't?
Yes, I did. Before I even left my home, I went right to chat support. I sent them screenshots again. And again, I was told it would be sent to trust and safety.
Anytime you hear the word trust and safety from an Instacart chat support person, you can just assume that is just a joke.
99.999% of the time, yes. Why would Instacart rock this big boat of money that they're sitting in by protecting their shoppers? Of course, they're not going to do that. I mean, look at our pay.
Right? And here's the problem on Instacart. You can only cancel so many batches before you're deactivated. So shoppers are not canceling batches when it comes to perhaps not wanting to deliver to a certain area, because that will go against them on their cancellation percentage, which if you get 15%, you're off the platform.
If they took our concerns seriously, then maybe we'd all have better attitudes.
All of the risk falls on the gig workers while the companies are being rewarded with the profits.
You don't just grab your order and get in the car, deliver it, and poof, everything is fine. You absolutely have to be aware of your surroundings. Who's around you? What does the house look like? I will tell you, 9 times out of 10, I always back into a customer's driveway, even when I'm door dashing. That is a faster way to get out of where you are if you need to get out in a hurry. You have to, as a driver, a shopper, a delivery person, you have to think about these things. You don't want to be that person that shows up to the wrong house on the wrong day at the wrong time when somebody's having a bad day.
A lot of times as gig workers, they take 6-7 orders a day back to back, and they kind of get a little monotonous. You get in your car and you really don't think about delivery after delivery because you just want to get it done and make your $100, $200, whatever you're trying to make. So you're so right. With every order, take a look around.
I will say that it is very easy to get a hold of a live person on DoorDash. You can call DoorDash and you can pick up a live person and you can actually have a conversation with someone. I don't understand why Instacart makes this so hard. Why is it so difficult? I know you can call someone now. However, you're limited to only be able to call if you're in a current batch. What good is that going to do me? And it takes 10 minutes to get to that spot in the app where you can talk to a live person. By 10 minutes later, I could be dead.
Yeah.
And shoppers and drivers need to understand your safety is in your hands. You do what makes you feel safe and don't get complicit. Just take a quick look around. That's all you have to do. Your brain will remember for you.
That's really good advice. And I would add to that, who cares about the cancellation rate at that point? Because Dawn, if I were at a 14% and I was in that desert like you, I'd be like, I'm out. I am canceling.
You know what, Jen? If nothing else comes out of this video, by me taking that order and showing, hey, this is what's really happening out here. You guys are allowing these orders for what, $2 or $3 that you make. Maybe it's going to help another shopper go, wait a minute, I'm not doing this. I saw what the other shopper went through. No, thank you. I will never do it again. I will absolutely put my foot down there. I'll never do it again.
You said something earlier, which was interesting. It's not just shoppers who are at risk, right? It's also customers who are at risk. Don't get me started about the bots, which I'm going to make another video about because I was given some interesting information about that. But also, Dawn, you said that there was a shopper in your area that kind of had a criminal record. Please tell us a little bit about that, because it always seems like I'm coming after the customers and we're really not. This is a two-way street. Tell us what happened with the Instacart shopper who was vetted, right, in your area.
I live in a resort town. I live on a lake. It's the only body of water around here.
Okay.
When something happens in this community, everybody hears about it, and especially if it's in a grocery store. So there was an arrest of an Instacart shopper. She was arrested while she was shopping a batch. She walked out of the store with more than $300 worth of items hidden underneath the Instacart order. That is her MO. I have her mugshot. I have the arrest record. This is all public information. So that being said, the customer doesn't know either who is showing up. There could be a serial murderer showing up to your door and the customer isn't going to know either. So safety is a two-way street. And I'd say it's more on the Instacart app than any other app, because most of the other deliveries that I do, it's leave at door and I don't ever see anyone.
Right.
Instacart is the only app where I get surprised by customers opening the garage door when it says leave at door, or they open the door and while I'm delivering and they scare me or startle me.
Yeah.
So they don't know either who I am. I don't know what the solution is on this particular app to have both customer safety and driver safety, but this shopper was not reported to Instacart from the store. She is still currently shopping, and I feel bad for the customer because she's on a number of occasions she's tried to pad the customer's order with her own stuff. She's been caught multiple times, and it makes us look bad. We follow the rules, but yet we're being punished because there is a bad apple in the bunch.
I think there's more than a bad apple in the bunch. I think there's quite a few bad apples in the bunch. And I blame this on Instacart's vetting process for their shoppers. They're hiring so many new shoppers every day, not taking care of their veteran shoppers who have a proven track record, like you, shopping for 3 years. Instead, they're letting anyone and their brother on the platform, at least on the platform Shipped, they actually want to see who they are hiring face to face. They do a video interview. Instacart definitely needs to do better, and they could do a better. Some of these shoppers out there should not be shopping, but Instacart again doesn't care. On purpose, I believe they're weeding out their veteran shoppers to get these newbies in.
Newbies take anything, anywhere, anytime.
That's
and
right.
They don't know any better.
Why is this shopper that you stated has a criminal record still shopping? Has nobody reported her?
Nobody's reported. And I do have a video coming out about this particular shopper, and I am going to release her name. It's because it's unfair to me, the chatter that I've been hearing in the stores because of this one particular shopper. She's aggressive. I've bumped into her Instacarting. I've bumped into her door dashing. She's rude. She's nasty to the store employees. That is my dilemma in my video. I don't know what to do. Again, do I rock the boat that I'm sitting in? I don't know. I don't know what to do about this.
But again, this is about safety, and sometimes doing the right thing is the hard thing. But to keep somebody safe, I mean, if I were you, I would proceed forward with, letting Instacart know. Dawn, I think you made a short about this topic, right?
Correct.
I will link your short to what is happening with this fraudulent Instacart shopper. You can direct the viewers from there if they want to watch the whole video.
Sounds good.
To sum up this video, what would you say to the Instacart shoppers, to the Instacart customers, because they watch too? What would you say to everyone?
For everyone to stay safe, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what is around you. On the Instacart customer side, look at your shopper's picture. It's provided for you as soon as we take the order. Make sure you know what we look like. And if you're concerned about who's coming, ask what kind of car I drive. So, and you can text your shopper and say, hey, just so I know you're pulling up, what color is your car? Or what kind of car are you driving? It's that simple. That way, if you get a shopper that shouldn't be shopping show up to your house, at least you can give somebody the description of the car, because we have rings now that are not necessarily the shopper showing up to your house as the shopper you're seeing.
What Dawn's referring to, you guys know this, it's all about the bots. And a lot of people are saying, oh, the bots are gone. No, they're not. No, they're not. First of all, I see them in my local grocery store here. And then I've had in the last week alone, people showing me evidence of the bots really happening. So the fact that Instacart is allowing unvetted shoppers to deliver groceries to these customers' homes where their children, where their babies are sleeping is absolutely unconscionable and disgusting. This is not okay.
It's not okay. My hope about doing this about safety is that somebody from Instacart sees this and sees that this is a huge, huge problem, not just for us as shoppers, but for their customers.
Yeah.
They need to stop this, and they have the technology to stop it. What do they care? Their orders are getting done. They don't care. So hopefully somebody from Instacart sees that we're talking about our safety, not just for us, but for their customer, and does something about this. If nothing else, verify an address. Make us put the description of our cars in our accounts like DoorDash does.
Yeah, that's
Something. Show us that you don't want us dead. But show your customers that you don't want them dead.
That's pretty powerful when you say that it is a matter of time before something happens to another gig worker. That's when perhaps Instacart will actually do something to better vet and secure their shoppers.
And that is my biggest fear. I'm afraid that that is where we're at. Instacart isn't going to do anything until it is too late and they have a fatality, either one of their customers or one of their shoppers.
Yeah.
Because we have such contact with these people. And, you know, I really don't want to see that be the issue. And Instacart waits that long to do something about their safety procedures on both sides.
Dawn, very well stated. I really appreciate you being here and sharing your stories of what happened to you, because you seem to have them. One of the things I love about you, Dawn, is you are, again, no nonsense. You're not playing with Dawn. She will tell you how it is with no filter. She's not a sugarcoater, and I respect you so much for that. It's hard out there doing gig work. Not only is the uncertainty frustrating and anxiety provoking, now there's a safety issue as well that a lot of, again, gig workers really don't pay attention to. So I'm glad that you shared your story. So Dawn, you're not just an Instacart shopper. What else do you do? Tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel so I can send everybody to your YouTube channel. You guys, Dawn is amazing. If you could go over there and show her some support. She really is such a great woman, very strong, assertive, and I have mad respect for you, Dawn. So again, I'm going to link your channel below. So please show Dawn some support, you guys. I would greatly appreciate it. And so would Dawn.
My whole life changed last year. And you can see it on my YouTube and my TikTok. I had a breast cancer diagnosis for the second time last year. So I decided that was when my channel was really new. And I've decided now that I kind of want to do a little bit of everything, and I want to share. I was a chef for a number of years, and I can't wait to share some of the tips and tricks that I've learned working in the kitchen with my subscribers. I do Poshmark, I do Depop, eBay. There isn't a selling platform that I'm not on, and I have a passion for that. I love doing it.
Awesome.
Vintage cookware is my
Awesome.
It's my what do you want to call it?
It's your passion.
It's like a bad habit. It can be very expensive, but I love it. It's another way to generate income. Don't just leave it all to gig work.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've downloaded what you suggested, the Instawork. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet.
Good. I'm glad you're looking into Instawork. It's just another option, right?
Probably a little more safe because somebody's going to know where you are for
Right.
those particular hours.
Right.
But you know, I do them all. I do point pickup, DoorDash, Instacart. If you're a gig worker, you're a hustler,
Yeah.
and your hustles have side hustles,
That's
and
right.
you know how to get it done. So that's where my channel is going this year. It's all about my side hustles, my passions. So it's just a little about, you know, this life of a single mom.
I love that. And Dawn, your health, you said you were battling cancer for the second time. How are you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
I am doing well. I wish I could say I was doing better, but it's a slow process and I will get there. But I've had a lot of support and I appreciate it. And one thing I do want to say, and it's in my bio, get your mammograms. I don't care if you don't want to get it. It will save your life. It saved mine. And fellas, you are not excluded from this.
And that actually aligns with safety too. So yes, thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that you are in a good place. So Dawn, unless there's anything else you would like to add.
So I'm a little disappointed with the YouTube community when it comes to gig work, because I've gone through YouTube the last week and I've seen a lot of clickbaiting. Oh, I've made $150 an hour. I've made, you know, $1,000 in 3 days. I'm sure that that is possible in some markets, but this advertising that is what's going to get people hurt, because people are going to start joining these apps. And I've read through the comments, oh, how do I get started? How do I get started Instacarting? Before you jump off that bridge, you need to do your research.
That's
And
really good advice. And you're right. I mean, the misrepresentation of bloviating the numbers is, you know, what are you going to do? But it's just not true. I don't think anyone's making $150 an hour on Instacart. And if you do,
Yeah.
I'm moving to your location. I promise you.
right, tell me where you're at. I'm coming.
I know.
If I'm looking at YouTube as a new shopper and I'm seeing all of this, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, and that's going to get people hurt. And some of these YouTubers are not understanding that these new people to the gig app world don't understand that there's safety involved in this. And they're just jumping on the bandwagon, and somebody's going to get hurt.
Dawn, I really appreciate your candor. You're obviously very passionate about this, and it registers as pure and authentic, and you can see it. So thank you so much. You guys, again, please make sure you check out all of Dawn's links in the description box below. She's everywhere, and show her some support. She's a great woman. And on that note, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend ahead, and we will see you in the next video.